Hello, fourth graders.
Welcome back.
As a reminder, Miss Oslin and I get to take our masks off because we are fully vaccinated. We are more than 6 feet apart. We have ventilation going with fans and windows open, and we are on camera. We only take our masks off when we're on camera or eating or drinking, and then whoop, back on it goes.
Back on.
So, friends, how are you today? Let's check in with our zones before we get started.
Zone check-in.
Zone check-in time. How are you feeling? I'm feeling different than I was yesterday. I don't know about Miss Oslin.
Yeah. I mean, I think yesterday I was maybe feeling a little emotionally yellow.
Me too. And Monday too. Very emotionally yellow on Monday. How are you today?
I'm in the green zone. I'm good. I'm focused.
Great.
I'm starting to wake up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm in the green zone too.
Good.
A little less blue in my shoulder, so that's good. Mr. Kevin, how about you?
Oh, that's wonderful, Mrs. Wally. I'm glad.
Me too.
Yeah. No, I'm in the green zone. Feeling good.
It's gonna be a good day on the TV classroom.
Yeah, it is.
Nice and focused.
And it's a beautiful day out there. I mean, you
It's
can't
gorgeous.
see. This is gorgeous.
Oh,
So what are we looking at here, teachers?
well, this is the Palouse. This is part of the Columbia Plateau. Isn't it beautiful?
Wow.
Beautiful. It looks different than here on the coast.
Oh, yes. Notice there's just little tiny groups of deciduous trees. We have evergreen trees everywhere. All right, let's check in with our personal standards.
That's today and every day. We agree to
Show respect, make good decisions, and solve problems. Now, one way we show respect every day is by recognizing the land we stand on belong to someone else. And so we are going to honor our indigenous lands and peoples here in the Pacific Northwest, particularly the Puyallup Tribe of Indians.
Yes, and we are going to continue making this statement at the beginning of every lesson. And every day we'll talk about one of the words or one of the ideas that are represented in this statement so that we gain a better understanding of what it is that we're saying and why we're saying it.
Yes.
I'm going to invite you to look outside your window if you're able. Look at the sky, look at the trees, your surroundings. Our physical space stands on the historical and ancestral land of the Puyallup Tribe of Indians. We acknowledge the Puyallup Tribe of Indians, the community, their elders, both past and present, as well as future generations. We make this acknowledgement as part of our work to dismantle the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism and white supremacy.
All right.
So we've been doing some learning about
We have.
settlers here on the coast.
We really have.
So when we say that we're going to dismantle the legacy of settler colonialism,
Well, I'm wondering if it has anything to do with that contact with the settlers and the treaty that happened and the reservation building and then the settlers kind of taking over everything else.
colonizing, right? So,
Yeah,
and then thinking about dismantle means to take something apart.
right.
Legacy is like when we think about someone's legacy, it's what
They've left and passed down.
Yes.
And at that time, they might not have known better. And we have to remember that it's really great when we can look back in history and have what I like to call 20/20 vision. We can see really clearly what was right and what was wrong. But I'm not sure that everyone knew what the impact they were going to have. So it's important that we recognize that and recognize that it wasn't okay and that we honor the fact that we're standing on those lands every day.
And when we dismantle the legacy of settler colonialism, we honor the
do.
indigenous tribes and what they contribute at the time and continue to contribute to our
Yes.
society today.
They really do.
Keep learning about that.
I'm excited.
Let's review our essential question. How did the land features of regions in Washington change and shape our state history?
Yes.
We're going to review some of our big social studies words.
I wonder if Mr. Kevin's ready.
Okay, are we ready for our big social studies words?
These are also science words
They are.
because they have to do with geography.
They're both. Social studies and science really work hand in hand together.
A plateau is a high-level area of land.
A region is an area with a common climate and certain features, like a plateau.
Or a lowland, land that is low in respect to the surrounding country.
Now, an industry, that's when you turn the land and the resources you can get from the land into a finished product to sell or use.
So resources, I feel like we should put this in a different order. Because
I feel like we should too.
the way my mind works is I think of resources,
industry, economy. I do as well.
So that we can see how they're all connected.
So I agree. So let's start with resources. So resources are the area's wealth by all of the things that they create and consume within their region.
Yes. And then we take those resources and turn them into a finished product. We call this an industry.
Like the timber industry.
So we take the trees, which are the resources,
turn it into timber, which are the boards, to then sell and create homes, which then gives us an economy.
Money.
Which is money. And our country is run by money. Economy is how they make decisions in the government.
Yeah.
Economy is how we make decisions on a local level.
Yeah.
Economy is how you decide what kind of home you can live in. And some people feel like that might need to change.
Oh.
That maybe we need to focus on some other things too.
Can we think about the economy but also share the airspace with other social issues?
I think we can. So it's a big thing. So our land really shapes the way that our state history has happened because at different times, different industries have been elevated. Currently, industries that are elevated here in Washington, technology.
Yes.
Amazon.
Yep.
Microsoft.
Boeing.
Those are big industries, and they're all here in the Pacific Northwest.
And we're going to read more about them today.
We are.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
Our chant. This will help us review all of the different landforms that are here.
This is going to be a good one.
And there. Is this our first time? This is our first time doing this
This
chant.
one, yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. Okay, we are going to do it together. Make sure that you're joining us at home so it's not just Mrs. Wally and Mrs. Osborne.
That's right, because that's no fun.
That's no fun. This was written by Sherry Priestman in 2010.
Okay.
Here we go.
Alpine meadows nestling peacefully. Basalt mountains soaring majestically.
I said spring. Can we start that over?
Wow, absolutely.
Okay.
Alpine meadows nestling
peacefully.
Nestling. Here we go. It's okay, Miss Hassan.
Let me take a deep breath.
You're having a Mrs. Wally moment. This is what I call it. I trip over my words all the time.
Thank you.
It's okay.
Here we go. Okay.
Alpine meadows nestling peacefully. Basalt mountains soaring majestically. Foggy coastlines disappearing frequently. Crystal clear lakes sparkling merrily. Man, I can really visualize all of this in my head. They are using amazing descriptive words. Narrow peninsulas along the coast, fertile fields within the highlands, active volcanoes outside cities, quiet canyons beside rivers.
Landforms here,
landforms there, landforms everywhere. We have, whoops,
okay.
Landforms.
There we go.
We have an active volcano outside our cities.
We do.
We have 2 of them.
We do. That's exciting to learn.
Well, one of them hasn't erupted in a very long time, but it does rumble every now and again.
It does.
And that's Mount Rainier. Sometimes there are some earthquakes up there. It hasn't erupted in a very long time. But that's how a lot of our valleys were formed in Tacoma. And then we have Mount St. Helens.
Yes.
We haven't talked about Mount St. Helens, but Mount St. Helens has erupted a few times. It erupted when I was in college very slowly. It wasn't a big eruption, but there was an eruption.
Mr. Kevin remembers the big eruption.
He does.
That's right.
My mom remembers it.
May 18th, 1980.
Yep.
Ooh, coming up on an anniversary then.
Yes.
Yes, my parents lived down on the Oregon coast at the time, and they had ash falling far away.
My mom was over in Eastern Washington, and they had ash falling.
that far away.
Crazy.
Wow. Okay, quickly, we're going to review our input chart, our comparative input chart.
Just really quickly, just a reminder of that we're talking about these two different groups of people and the land they were on. So we have the coastal people who lived along the coastline. Their homes were along the ocean beaches. We saw in pictures they did trade with settlers along those coastlines. And then we have the plateau people who were kind of in the highway from the plains to the coast, and they were nomadic. They moved around in search of roots and seeds to eat and finding shelter during different times of the year. Both places had rivers and water that had salmon and fish in them.
Yes.
And that is a huge part of their culture and traditions. And it shaped our industry here in Washington.
Yes. Yes.
Is that a good quick overview?
That was like perfect. Well done, Mrs. Wally. Today we are going to do some informational text reading. We're going to be comparing two different groups or regions here in Washington State. Today we're going to focus on reading about the Western Lowlands. And while we do that, this informational text is broken down to 5 different areas. And while we are reading, your job is in your writing notebook or on a whiteboard or on any piece of paper to quickly jot, which means just write words that stand out to you, or sketch, draw quick pictures that will help you remember what it is that we're learning. Or maybe you have questions. This would be a great time for you to be writing those down as well. Mrs. Wally's going to model what that could look like.
Here it is.
And I noticed she has her notebook labeled with Western Lowlands because that's what we're going to be reading about
Because
today.
we're going to be doing 2 different articles in the next 2 lessons. And so Western Lowlands, here it is, 1 and 2.
Are we ready? We're going to start by reading about the physical features of the Western Lowlands. The Western Lowlands region stretches from Puget Sound south to the Columbia River in Washington. Forests once covered most of the land in this area, but today the region is filled with cities, towns, and farms. The region is physically unique because of its many river valleys and floodplains. The Puget Sound area has an irregular shoreline and many deep sheltered harbors, such as Elliott Bay in Seattle. Rivers are a dominant feature of the Western Lowlands, including the Chehalis River, the Cowlitz River, and the Columbia River.
Can you read that one more time?
Yes.
That's a lot of
It
information.
is. The Western Lowlands region stretches from Puget Sound south to the Columbia River in Washington. Forests once covered most of the land in this area, but today the region is filled with cities, towns, and farms. The region is physically unique because of its many river valleys and floodplains. The Puget Sound area has an irregular shoreline and many deep sheltered harbors, such as Elliott Bay in Seattle. Rivers are a dominant feature of the Western Lowlands, including the Chehalis River, the Cowlitz River, and the Columbia River.
Okay, so here's what I did on my notes. I think I got most of it. So, Western Lowlands, I put 2 boxes. Then, now.
Oh, comparing and contrasting the time.
Right, so this was when it was all foresty, and this is now. But still, both had harbors, rivers, and sheltered harbors. And there's towns and farms. I'd probably listen to it one more time if I was doing this myself, and add in any more little details. But
So friends at home, if that's a need that you have, the beautiful thing
Rewind.
about TV Classroom is you can go back and listen to it again.
floodplains, that's another one.
Or you could pause it here and read it yourself. Okay, that was the physical features. Now we're going to read about climate and natural resources.
So I'm labeling this climate, natural resources. So I know what it's talking about.
The Western Lowlands region enjoys a mild climate. Puget Sound's maritime climate provides cool winters and mild, pleasant summers. Farther away from the Sound, winter temperatures decrease and summer temperatures increase. Winters are generally mild, wet, and cloudy in most of the Western Lowlands region. Average annual rainfall in the region from the Canadian border to Seattle is 35 inches. but that amount increases gradually to 45 inches around Centralia, then back down to 41 inches around our own Vancouver. So Vancouver, the city here in southern Washington, as opposed to Vancouver, BC.
Can you read it one more time?
Yes. The western lowlands region enjoys a mild climate. Puget Sound's maritime climate provides cool winters and mild, pleasant summers. Farther away from the Sound, winter temperatures decrease and summer temperatures increase. Winters are generally mild, wet, and cloudy in most of the western lowlands region. Average annual rainfall in the region from the Canadian border to Seattle is 35 inches, but that amount increases gradually to 45 inches around Centralia, then back down to 41 inches around our own Vancouver. So as we move south of Seattle, the average rainfall increases, and then as you continue to move further south towards Vancouver, it decreases again, but not quite to the average of the northern, between Canada and Seattle.
Okay, so here's what I did for my notes. I said it's mild, cool winters and mild, pleasant, warm summers. That in the winter, it's cloudy and wet. We have a mild climate altogether in the lowlands, which is where we live. It gets between 35 inches to 45 inches a year, depending on where you are in the lowlands. As you move south, it increases. And as you move even further south to the border, it then decreases a little bit again.
So I'm noticing that this was all about the climate. This has not yet mentioned the natural resources.
Nope, not yet. So we must need to keep going.
The western lowlands has abundant natural resources, which explains why so many people have chosen to live here. The water resources include rivers, lakes, bays, and of course, Puget Sound. These water resources provide seafood as well as transportation and shipping for the other resources found in the region. Natural harbors allow ships to load goods easily for transport within our state and to other parts of the world. Land resources include timber and limestone, which is used to make cement. A little typo there. So that was more about the natural resources.
Timber, limestone, and then we have those harbors that allow for big ships to move goods. So I have that our natural resources are abundant. Because of the rivers, lakes, bays, and Puget Sound, we have an industry for sea life, and that's one of the resources we use. We also have a large industry for timber and limestone, which is then used to make cement.
Which I did not know.
Depends on the kind of
That's new
cement.
learning for me, that we have limestone here.
Yes. Oh, yes, I knew that. It's right up against, it's in the foothills. And then we have these really nice harbors, like what we were looking at yesterday on TV Classroom down here in Tacoma at our port is one of the natural harbors, and the boats come in and it allows us to move goods to other places in the country and to other places in the world.
So that's a great segue. Let's learn more about our industry.
I like taking notes in different colors. It helps my brain remember. So I'm
to
going to do
organize
that.
information. Yeah. Okay, industry. The Western Lowlands region is the most populated and industrialized area in the Pacific Northwest, with many factories that produce goods shipped outside our region. One large industry in the Seattle area is Boeing, a major producer of aircraft. If you have ever taken a plane trip to another part of the country, you are probably flying in a Boeing airplane. Industries such as Microsoft and Starbucks have their headquarters in the Western Lowlands. The moderate climate and abundant water make commercial fishing, outdoor recreation, and tourism major contributors to the economy of the Western Lowlands. I'm just using lots of pages. So it's easier for me to write quickly. That's great.
Can you read it one more time?
Yes. The Western Lowlands region is the most populated and industrialized area in the Pacific Northwest, with many factories that produce goods shipped outside our region. One large industry in the Seattle area is Boeing, a major producer of aircraft. If you have ever taken a plane trip to another part of the country, you probably were flying in a Boeing plane. Industries such as Microsoft and Starbucks have their headquarters in the Western Lowlands. The moderate climate and abundant water make commercial fishing, outdoor recreation, and tourism major contributors to the economy of the Western Lowlands.
So these are due to the climate.
So our climate and our natural resources and our industry are very strongly connected.
Very strongly connected. Okay, let's look at my notes for industry. That it's a large city area with many people, a large population. There are factories here that allow us to, a lot of factories allow us to participate in the economy. One of those really big factories is Boeing, where they create the airplanes that people fly on and they send them all over the world. Then two other industries we have are part of the tech industry and the food industry, which is Microsoft and Starbucks.
Yes.
And I would argue Costco too. That has really gotten big in the last, I think this was probably written before Costco kind of got really big.
Yeah.
And then we also have things because of our climate. We have fishing, tourism, and outdoor recreation. Because we have such a mild climate, people can enjoy the outdoors all year round, even if it's wet.
Yes. They will rarely say, let's go on vacation to Tacoma. No, it's too hot.
No, that
Right?
doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen. It's
They might
very
say, it
mild.
might rain. And then my mom always says, why are you not swimming when it's raining? You're already wet.
There you go.
If it's warm outside, it doesn't matter. So,
All right. We are going to read two more paragraphs. One is about our Native American tribes, because
Wonderful.
our Native American tribes everywhere in this country have contributed to the history of our country.
Yes.
So we're going to look specifically at the Western Lowlands.
okay.
The Native Americans of Puget Sound are known as Puget Salish and Southern Coast Salish. Salish territories covered a large part of what is now Western Washington. The Salish had many things to be thankful for, since Puget Sound's shorelines, rivers, prairies, forests, and mountain slopes were rich with resources. Each year, the Salish moved through their territories, setting up temporary camps to collect the wealth of land, sea, and river. The Vancouver area was inhabited by a variety of Native American tribes, most recently the Chinook and Klickitat nations, with permanent settlements of timber longhouses. The Chinookan and Klickitat names for the area reportedly meant land of the mud turtles.
Wonder what mud turtles are. I'm just making sure I spell names correctly.
That's important. So I heard it mentioning landforms such as shorelines, rivers, prairies, forests, and mountain slopes. Again, it talks about the resources that are found within those landforms or water forms. And
I know the prairies are down a little bit further south and up north. Both of those places have prairies. Okay, take a look at my notes. So I have Native American tribes that the groups of tribes are known as the Puget Salish and the Southern Coast Salish. And they were well known for using the abundant resources responsibly of the mountain slopes, the timber, and the land and the coast, and the prairies. And they used resources from land, river, and sea to live and survive. And most recently, down in the Southern Coast Salish groups, we have the Chinook and the Klickitat nations. And there was something about mud turtles.
the Chinookan and Klickitat names for the area reportedly meant land of the mud turtles.
Names for the area meant land, and that's reportedly, so we don't know if it's true, of the mud turtles.
I wonder if, because we also know that the Puyallup tribe of Indians was here, if we should add that to our notes.
I think that's a great idea. Okay.
All right. The next section we're going to learn about is major cities and landmarks.
Now, before you begin, I'm gonna.
Oh.
Okay, I'm ready.
So explain what you did there.
So I just drew a really quick outline of the state of Washington
Why did you do that?
because we're going to be doing major cities and landmarks, and I just want to be able to put them on there.
There we go. When people think of Washington, they often think of the watery area of Puget Sound with Seattle at its center. The major cities of Bellingham, way up north, Everett, just south, are in the north of this region. Tacoma, Olympia, our state capital, and Vancouver are to the south. And I'm just going to add what runs straight up and down between all those cities.
Mountain. Right here? You're talking about the mountains?
No, I was thinking more I-5.
Oh, yeah,
But the mountains are important, aren't they?
they are.
Important landforms.
Yeah, but we have a big highway that goes, it actually goes,
It goes all the way down to
This is
California.
I-5.
And that's important to our history because that enables us to move. Tourism is a huge industry,
Well-
but it also allows us to move goods and resources.
And what do we have that goes this way?
Quite a few. I-90.
I-90, that's the big one. That allows us to move goods all the way to the East Coast. And this allows us to move goods all the way to the south,
Yes.
down
And then
to
there's
the border
also
of Mexico.
like rail everywhere too. Okay. That is our informational text about the Western Lowlands.
So much information.
We have so much information. So this is the time you've had a lot of input. Now you get to process, which means you get to think about what you thought you knew about Washington history. And now, what do you want to know? What are some questions that are coming up? And this is going to be part of your independent work, is to be adding to your inquiry chart. Thinking about the question, how do the land features of regions in Washington change and shape our state history, specifically around the Western Lowlands, because that's what we just got a lot of information about. I'm wondering, what is something that surprised you when we were thinking about the Western Lowlands?
There may have been some things that surprised you.
I had some new learning. So you're going to write about that. And then you can send it to us here at our TV classroom.
That'd be lovely.
Mr.
That's
Kevin.
right, students. Just email us at tvclassroom at tacoma.k12.wa.us. You can always send us something in the mail as well to our beautiful downtown TV Classroom headquarters right here at 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Kevin.
Affirmation. Do you have one in mind?
I don't.
I think because we were doing so much new learning and thinking about what we thought we knew, it's important to remind ourselves that I am a critical thinker, which means I don't just say, oh, I know that, and stop listening.
Nope.
We keep listening and think about how it might change our thinking, or if it contradicts what we thought we knew, we need to do more research.
That's right.
We need to go and get some more sources.
That's right. I've lived in Washington my entire life, and I did not just say, well, I already know about this. And I learned more today.
Yes. Let's all take a deep breath. Say our affirmation. I am a critical thinker. Excellent job today, fourth graders. We hope you have a great rest of your day. We look forward to seeing you back here next time in our TV classroom.
Bye, friends.
Hi kids, welcome to Jurassic Parkour. Walk with me. Today we are going on an adventure. We are going to be hiking and running in search of a hidden waterfall. But be warned, there will be dinosaurs. These are the rules. 1. Keep moving. We will be alternating between hiking and running, but don't stop. If you can't run or walk, try finding other parts of your body you can move. Whenever you hear Dr. Malcolm say,
"Must go faster,"
you go faster. Don't stop until we make it to the waterfall. Have fun.
"Must go faster."
Let's run! Look out for those dinosaurs.
"Must go faster."
This way.
Go faster! Whoa! That was a close one. Good job, you guys. Keep up the good work. Look out for those dinosaurs. Come on, keep going. Oh, good job, you guys. You're working hard. Whew. Keep up the good work. We can make it. Whew. You guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. We're almost to our rest spot. Good job. Whew. Good job, you guys. Now it's time for a little break. Slow down and let's go at a walking speed. Good job. Look how beautiful this forest is. Boy, this fresh air does feel good, doesn't it? Good job, you guys. You're awesome. Keep up the good work. But get ready.
"Must go faster."
Oh no! More dinosaurs! Look out! Look out, guys! Start running! Good job! Get in the herd, you guys, and keep running! Don't fall down! Stay on your feet! Good job! Keep up the good work! Let's make it to the forest!
"Must go faster."
Run, guys, run! First dinosaurs, now volcanoes? Oh, come on. We can do it, though. Let's go. Keep going. We got this. Whoa. To the trees. Whew. Nice job, everybody. We made it to another safe spot. Wow. Look how pretty this water looks. Boy, I could go for a swim. We're getting closer to the waterfall, so keep up the good work. All right, here we go. Get ready. Catch your breath. All right.
"Must go faster."
More volcanoes! Run! Whoa! Whoa! Come on, we can do it, guys.
Must go faster.
All right, here we go, guys. Keep working hard. You are all doing awesome. You're superstars. This is when we start getting tired, but we're getting closer to the waterfall. So keep working hard, keep moving, and we're gonna make it. Whoa! Good job. I'm proud of you. Whoa! Good work. We got this. Woo. Woo. This has been the wildest hike I've ever been on. Woo. But I know we can outrun these dinosaurs. You all have been working hard.
Did we lose it? No.
All right. We got this. Whoa. He's getting a little bit close. Keep running.
Hit the brakes.
Woo. Look out for these ones with the spiny tails. Whoa! Whoa!
Must go faster.
Whoa! Great job, class! Final stretch! We're almost to the waterfall! Just move as fast as you can! We got this! Come on, run! Whoa! There's the waterfall! We gotta jump! Get ready! Here we go! Here we go! Get ready to jump! Ready? 1, 2, 3, whoa! Nice job, everybody. We made it. Boy, did that waterfall feel good. Now, we're gonna have a little bit of a warm down. We're gonna walk nice and easy to catch our breath and let our heart rate drop down and let our lungs get more oxygen into our body, because that was a lot of hard work. You are all superstars. Thank you for joining me on this amazing Jurassic parkour hike through the woods. Good job, everybody, and we'll see you next time.